So it is a cloudy afternoon here outside of Kissimmee, Florida, and I am in a Land Rover Defender that has been completely redone by ECD Automotive, based here in America, just outside of Kissimmee, Florida. Now, these vehicles are completely bespoke. I think they told me that like the roof and I think parts of the frame are like original from the 1990s or 80s Land Rover Defender. Everything else you see or touch or feel is a brand new piece or completely redone by ECD Automotive. This car is so custom that no two of them match, and in fact, they told me on their configurator, they have about 2 million different customization possibilities. So you're definitely gonna have a car that your neighbors don't have. This one, for example, has black leather, a bit of kind of a distressed leather finish here on the doors, brown leather seats, and even the seats themselves, they could be like racing style buckets. These ones are kind of comfy, more original style seats. This one has Apple CarPlay, and this one also has an EV drivetrain. That's because you can choose 2.8 liter diesel, a variety of GM V8s, or EV power. It's a dealer's choice. And we are going to give that a try here on kind of a dirt access road. We're not really gonna off-road it because this one costs about $300,000. So we're idling right now. It's an EV, we're in park. And now just like that, we're in drive. Now, I had a chance earlier today to tour the ECD facility, which is about 100,000 square feet. And they are growing rapidly. They did about 70 odd cars last year and are on track to do about 100 for the year of 2024, which doesn't sound like a lot, but then you remember that each one of these takes about a year to build. And like I said, costs between $200,000 US on the low end, and you know, sky's the limit when it comes to options. One person had a very specific interior upgrade. She wanted a specific type of leather to be used, and that leather option alone was $100,000. Now, that's an edge case of somebody taking customization to the extreme degree, but every one of these ECD Land Rovers is a bespoke car. And you choose everything. You can choose the 90-inch wheelbase, the 110 that we're driving, or the 130 long wheelbase, and everything beyond that is bespoke. In fact, they have a no color turned away policy. If you can dream of the color, they will find a way to paint it. And the customization is really impressive. I even found touring, I've been to other automotive restoration facilities where they charge a similar amount for a restored vehicle. And those places will sometimes have 250 colors to choose from, not a million. So that's about as off-road as we're gonna get, but that's not really the point of these cars. These cars they really usually live, according to the people that work at the company, they live soft lives at ranches, second homes, and beach resorts. This is not the car for somebody that's gonna toss a bunch of logs in the back or compete in the next Camel Trophy. What this is meant to do is be a stylish car that you could use every single day with the capability off-road if you wanted it. And I think the thing that strikes me is how consummately these cars have gone through. This is not a Land Rover Defender with a new drivetrain and paint. So this one is powered by an EV powertrain. This one has about 320 electric horsepower, which still don't make it a dragster, but I'll tell you what, it's a lot faster than a diesel Range Rover or Land Rover used to be. There's also things like blind spot monitoring, things that the original Defender or Land Rover never came with, not even close. Also have a digital rear view mirror, which is not really a mirror, it's a camera. And that helps with rear visibility, and if you have rear seat passengers, it looks right through them. But I think the thing that I'm most taken with is the OEM quality of fit and finish here. That buzzing in the background is actually the air pump for the air suspension. It can raise and lower about 3 inches total motion depending on what you want to do. It can lower itself to fit in a tight parking garage. You can raise it off-road for more ground clearance, or just have it a normal ride height depending on your driving needs of the day. And they even offer like different suspensions with these. You could get a 1-inch lowered sport suspension. You can even get a coil spring off-road. They told me that 75% of these go out the door with the air suspension as this one is equipped. Now the EV is an interesting thing here. It's an 84 kilowatt hour battery. Like I said, makes about 320 horsepower. And depending on how you drive, they say it's good for about 240, 250 miles of range in between charges. This is fast charge capable, and coming soon will be a Tesla style charger adapter for it, so you can charge at a Tesla supercharger. And I usually would not shoot in a back parking lot, but honestly, that's where a lot of these are going to be used for ordinary, everyday driving, and I think it's one of the areas which it excels. This, a speed bump at moderate speed in a Defender, would just about make you deaf in an original one. The sound of various body panels creaking on their joints and the bare metal floors. This is just like a normal car, kind of. I mean, it's still a Defender, right? So your steering is still heavier than a modern SUV. It's still shaped like a brick, and you still feel the bumps. But I just can't say enough the degree to which it's refined over the base vehicle that they start with. Now they've lined up a couple vehicles for us here to test ECD. They do vintage series Land Rovers, they do Defenders like this one, and they even do E-types. So we've got a few vehicles to drive today. Each one's going to be its own small little video, and we have a larger article where we talk more about the facility and the labor and what operation that it takes to build these kinds of vehicles. And Canadians, don't worry, they are available to Canadian customers, and there's nothing stopping you from placing a sizable deposit on one of these and having it mailed to you in Canada, because they apparently already have a Canadian customer or two and a few more in the books. So this one, unlike most sporting events, is coming to Canada. For Driving.ca, I'm Clayton Seams, and for more hard-hitting EV-powered Land Rover Defender coverage, don't forget to check out our website for a full written review.